Western and Southern Kentucky. This is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Downtown Hindman in Knott County was devastated by the July 28th flood. Now, more than 1 month later, the Community Trust Bank downtown is officially open again. WYMT's Olivia Calfee has more on this sign of progress.
Community Trust Bank members can officially walk through the doors of the Hindman office after over a month of being closed.
If we lose any businesses in Hindman, it's going to be detrimental to us.
Mayor Neese says it is positive to see the bank back in business, and he believes this will bring a little normalcy to the area.
It's normalcy for them because it was a day-to-day thing, you know, that you saw people at the bank and in town. And it's starting slowly but surely, you know, people are coming back and hopefully, you know, we can rebuild better than what we were.
The Community Trust Bank branch manager, Daryl Sloan, says it is great to have the doors back open.
It is something about being able to step foot and, you know, we're a community bank, so being able to see people and you know, and a lot of people just like that personal touch. And so it'll mean something to the community.
Sloan says water came into the building 6 to 8 inches, but nothing was lost that could not be replaced, and they are very fortunate.
We got a brand new ATM and some new carpet, new flooring. Had to get rid of the sheetrock, or at least, you know, the lower parts of it. So we kind of got a facelift, I guess.
The bank was one of the first businesses open on Main Street since the flood, and Mayor Neese believes the community will continue building back.
I think this is an opportunity for us to build back better than what we were.
Community Trust Bank providing hope for quick recovery as the community continues to pick up the pieces. In Knott County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
The bank is back working full service. Customers can go through the drive-through or they can walk inside. 3 days after students in Breathitt County returned to the classroom, state and federal education leaders got to see firsthand what they are experiencing. Commissioner of the Kentucky Department of Education, Jason Glass, was in the front of the line when walking through Breathitt County High School and the Area Technology Center. Superintendent Philip Watts led the way and says having these officials walk through gives them hope to build back better.
Just telling our story and being able to connect with people that can help us with the application process and open up doors for resources.
The Kentucky Department of Education has been working with flood-damaged school districts since the beginning, but today and yesterday was the first time seeing the school's damage firsthand. They were also in Perry County today, in Knott and Letcher yesterday. Well, Governor Andy Beshear announced that Louisiana is donating up to 300 trailers, some of those arriving this week to house flood victims. 65 are coming to Letcher and Floyd counties, and additional travel trailers are coming in phases. The governor says the state has 119 travel trailers in place now, with 23 more coming in addition to the trailers from Louisiana. He says the limiting factor now is not the number of trailers, but access to safe locations with hookups for water and power that's needed for the trailer to be livable. He says there is no cost to the state. They are using money from the recent legislation passed in Frankfort to transport the trailers and have them inspected.
This is a huge help. Now, the only cost that we have in these trailers is the transportation, and I think it saves us about $40,000 plus per trailer. We have sent our people down to inspect them. They are in incredible shape. They are as nice as any trailer that we have purchased, and it's going to allow us to amplify this program significantly.
These trailers were originally purchased by the state of Louisiana to aid Hurricane Ida survivors. The governor also noted there's some false information going around about how long people can stay in these trailers. He said they check in every 30 days, but he says there is not a 2 or 3 month limitation that some have been saying. Folks in Floyd County are still seeking assistance with their applications to appeal FEMA denials, and rescue groups are working to lend a hand. WYMT's Buddy Forbes dropped by an assistance workshop today to see how retired attorneys from outside the area are getting involved.
More than 1 month since the floodwaters receded.
They've lost everything. Some people have literally lost everything. And they're trying to climb back out of the hole, and it's just hard to do by yourself.
Groups across the region continue to step up to help rescue their neighbors.
We have evolved into more of a community outreach program that we do humanitarian and animal, and it's been very important to us to see that our friends and our neighbors are getting the assistance that they need.
Which is why Dumas Rescue, Alltech Feeds, the Floyd County Sheriff's Office, and retired attorneys from neighboring areas set up shop in the Floyd County Library Wednesday, offering FEMA application appeals assistance to families in need.
Rebuilding process and how strenuous that would probably be and how stressful that would be on families that, some don't have even access to a laptop. They've lost all their electronics. They've lost all their access to that thing to even be able to apply.
With the retired lawyers stepping in to navigate the paperwork and details, explaining the nuances of the process.
We don't do that on a daily basis. We just thought we could help in some minor way just to make their life a little easier. They've gone through enough.
Each saying they just want to offer a little guidance.
It really makes you look at your own life and how you're supposed to give back. We all believe, every one of us that came up here believe we're supposed to give back. That's what we're supposed to do.
To help their neighbors get back on their feet. In Floyd County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
McKinney says he and the other retired attorneys understand what the folks here are going through, having seen a natural disaster hit closer to home in 2009, helping them recognize the need for helpers during times such as these.
Fantastic weather evening outside tonight. Plenty of sunshine. Winds are light. Air is dry and cooler. It's looking fantastic outside this evening. We look at I-75 at London. Our clouds continue to diminish out there tonight. Low 80s at the moment, and we'll continue to see those temperatures fall as we head through the nighttime hours tonight. There's a look at the current temperatures. Upper 70s, low 80s out there. Few mid-80s hanging in there. 84 Manchester. That's our warm spot right now. Dew points are in the 50s. For the most part, and that means it is dry out there, at least compared to when dew points were in the 70s this time yesterday. Our ground clutter is even diminishing as we head through the nighttime hours, so keep that day planner close at hand because we've got the nice weather on the way. Mid-70s tonight, down into the mid-60s by bedtime, and 60 as we get closer and closer to wake up tomorrow. Details on when we could see an increase in some heat moving back in coming up in just a few. Steve?
All right, Evan, thanks. Big developments today in a series of costly and destructive ATM thefts in southern Kentucky. Police in Corbin have announced 2 arrests and say more could be coming after numerous stores and businesses were hit in at least 3 Kentucky counties and 1 in Tennessee. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has been following this story since Monday and has the latest on the ongoing investigation.
Entire ATMs had been stolen from stores and businesses all over southern Kentucky when police began comparing notes. It wasn't long before some common names started coming up.
And based on that information, we had a person of interest. We talked to that person. We were able to get him to confess to all the crimes and implicate other persons of interest as well.
Police won't say if Dave E. Smith or B.J. Hubbard was the one who confessed, but both have been charged with theft and criminal mischief.
We've been able to collect quite a bit of evidence because the MO was the same, so we were pretty sure that it was going to be the same subjects.
B.J. Hubbard remains in the Knox County Jail. Dave E. Smith was released on what's called an administrative bond. The prosecutor says that is what was used frequently during COVID, and some pretrial officers still use it. But if Smith is indicted, he says he will likely seek out a full cash bond. Hubbard declined to talk to us from jail. Police say their acts of stealing trucks, then crashing into establishments, created a lot of big losses for the businesses.
Oh, absolutely. The criminal mischief part and the damages done will probably supersede the amount of currency that was taken in any of them.
The owner of one store in Knox County says it'll cost $25,000 to repair his damages. In Whitley County, Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Police in Williamsburg say they expect to make at least 2 more arrests in the case. The Knox County Sheriff's Office arrested Stephen Broughton in connection with a stabbing earlier today in Barberville. Police say there was an argument between Broughton and Sean Hamilton. Police say Broughton stabbed Hamilton multiple times Hamilton was taken to Barberville ARH, but later flown to the University of Tennessee Medical Center. He's being treated for multiple stab wounds, but his condition is not known. A former South Laurel High School basketball coach has pleaded guilty to 1 count of sexual misconduct. Jonathan Lee Walker faces up to 1 year in jail and/or a fine of up to $500. The plea agreement obtained from the Laurel County Circuit Clerk's Office says the charge was amended from a first-degree sexual abuse charge. As part of the agreement, Walker's potential 12-month sentence would be probated or suspended for 24 months if he serves 60 days in jail, surrenders any teaching certifications, and does not coach youth athletics in the future. If he were to violate any of the conditions, he could be required to serve the full sentence. Walker's sentencing is set for September 14th.
Well, coming up, we're watching cooler air move in. The very latest on how long it lasts coming up. Plus,
in honor of overdose awareness, 2 women are telling their stories of how they went from living in addiction to overdosing to helping others who are struggling.
WYMT News app offers alerts on breaking stories as they happen, customized to the categories you choose.